Nice try. I mean, I can see how for the uninitiated, for someone that's not used to looking at categories in Twitch, this could be an easy pass. Like, you can just look at this and go, "Oh, you know what? Well, damn. Well, not on my watch. Not on my watch. From now on, I shall be known as the debunker of the gacha community." If this is the metric we're using to judge how alive a gacha game is, apparently they're all dead. Can we just be happy that a game that has removed the 50-50, that's a good game? We're not saying that it should be the end all be all. It's a good fucking video game. Can't we just be happy that it's doing okay? I mean, can a ninja just be happy? Can't we at least be positive? Saint is like, nope, not on my watch, bitches. Well, snap. It seems we have a little bit of a conversation going on with NTE. I thought everything was cool when it comes to NTE. You know, I mean, the only conversation we've had recently is Shinku's value, considering she's waifu bait. I mean, we all wanted to hear that it's a good pull, right? Even strategically speaking. But unfortunately, we couldn't get it. And that waifu bait stonks also went down the drain since the announcement of Zanka. I mean, that's as bad as things have gotten for NTE. Apparently, there's some people complaining that Zanko shouldn't have been playable. Probably Shinku mains complain that she shouldn't have been playable because she's a villain and she hurt Nanali and all that. She shouldn't be redeemed. They forgot about Tartaglia from Genshin Impact, Scaramouche from Genshin Impact, Aventurine in Honkai Star Rail, Frolova in Withering Waves. We have seen villains being playable again and again in gacha games, and it's a constant thing in anime. Are we going to pretend that Frieza didn't pair up with Goku to save the universe? I mean, come on. Like, villains, and Frieza's a racist, tyrant, freaking civilization annihilator ass piece of true shit. Like, he's just this evil scumbag. Like, you can easily detest Frieza. Like, he's the, oh my god. And yet he managed to be somewhat turned, at least for a little bit. And there's obviously Vegeta, Piccolo in Dragon Ball, for example. They were villains and they became good guys. But besides that, there hasn't been anything going on within the NTE community until now. And I wonder what is happening and who might be making that thing happening. I think that's very important. Well, it is to no one's surprise, good old Saintontas back at it again, to no one's surprise, attempting to dunk on NTE. And looking at the dislike ratio, I guess it's not an easy dunk, huh? I mean, Saint has been catching stray, well, I wouldn't call them strays, because he literally exposes himself to the line of fire. I mean, he wants this, and people are delivering, that's for sure. So apparently NTE got caught. How did they get caught? What is going on exactly? Well, we're about to find out. Let's check it out.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a discussion today, and it's time for us to have a bit of a talk about some of the recent gacha games that have released, because there's been a bit of a somewhat popular little graphic going around across the NTE community that I wanted to have a bit of a breakdown, a bit of a discussion about, because it's kind of puzzling for an announcement like this to occur, especially when you see the state of other gacha games that can directly compare its metrics to this one. So let's go ahead. Let's start breaking it all down.
What's going on?
So from a fan NTE account, I don't know if they made this graphic. Oh no, they made it. They made it. Get ready for this one. Neverness to Everness has apparently
that photoshopping we are not buying. That's poor photoshopping.
US $200 million in global revenue as of June 30th.
That's a lot of money. I don't think that's accurate though, but I could be wrong. All right, because they haven't shared that data. How much money did Neverness to Everness make since release? Because I don't think so. I don't think they disclosed, because I remember looking this up. Never mind. Goddamn, baby. So the game brought in over $14 million on the first day. 1.1 spike on June 3rd generated $14 million in a single day. Platform distribution Over 60% of all player spending originates from official PC and Android clients rather than traditional mobile storefronts. Top markets, Japanese and United States, serve as the two highest revenue generating regions. NTE is more popular in global than actual CN? Holy snapperino! Hey yo, this is new! NTE is being welcomed more overseas than in CN. Typically the region that most gacha companies want to cater to. Holy snap! Oh boy, hey, I think my past Google searches may have not been up to date. Apparently, this one is not talking out of his ass. Oh yeah, I think this is happening, ladies and gentlemen. God damn, NTE has won. They have won.
I don't actually know if this is 100% true, but I think they got this from Perfect World's like actual like forecast report, so probably makes sense, right? So then they're listening.
Oh, I've been sent something like that. We can look at it later.
A bunch of different statistics, 60% revenue from PC and Android, top 5, blah, 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 all of that. Financial contributions, all of this. Congratulations, over $200 million USD has been earned since launch. NTE came out effectively in like May. So it's been around 2 months. So it's around $200 million in 2 months for this game. Let me tell you a little bit about Arknights Endfield. We all know this game is dead. Right, like this is truly possibly the most dead game we've ever seen in gacha history, where it started out like looking like that, and then it turned.
I don't know if we can consider a game that's still doing okay dead. It's hovering. It's definitely not popular. Wouldn't call it dead though. Because I feel like a dead game is a game that is just has completely vanished from the conversation, and most dangerously, it's not even making enough money to sustain its live service model, where it's basically being forced to EOS. I don't think Arknights Endfield is going to have that. Pretty sure.
Into like, I feel like I'm watching a rug pull, a crypto rug pull.
But considering how gamers look at metrics, this is by far, for a lot of people online, specifically for the chronically online, a dead game. To someone, a normie like myself, the game's fine. You know, it's normal. Like it's a game. You can pick it up if it's not popular, but it's a good game. You can play it if that's your niche. It's fine. It's gonna be alive, considering the company, considering how much money they make. Because Arknights Endfield still made a good amount of money, and this is like in a very, very dry period. If I remember, they still managed to make like $9 million or something. Yeah, here it is. Arknights Endfield, $9.5 million. Do you know how much money this is? You know what? We can do another simple Google search. How much money does it take for Arknights Endfield to sustain its live service model? I don't know if it knows, but let's see. I don't know if we have that information. To sustain its large-scale live service model, Arknights Endfield requires an estimated 3 million to 6 million per month, approximately 36 and 72 million annually in ongoing operational revenue. I'm pretty sure this includes new updates for them to actually have characters and stuff like that. So this content production, the largest expense, unlike standard games, Endfield must deliver massive content update every 6 weeks, new 3D environments, voice acting, which is where the majority of the millions of dollars are going to come from. We could easily see that coming, thank God. I mean, we know things, chat. We know things. So yeah, there it is, man. I think all in all, for example, this month was a rough patch, but it's still around what it needs to sustain itself. I guess they're just not making as much money as they would have liked. But then again, don't forget, this number here is only for mobile, and it's not even necessarily precise. So when you factor in PC, they're making a lot more money. Oh yes, they are. Which means I don't see Arknights Endfield EOSing anytime soon. And plus, who knows? They could fix it up a little bit, make it... maybe you can have 2 game modes where you're not locked. There's a game mode where it's non-factory. They could do that. That could work. Or like you get to choose whether or not you want your Arknights Endfield playthrough to have factory or not have factory. That could be interesting. Makes players like myself tune in. I still think Arknights Endfield's combat still feels interesting because of the whole... I like how sometimes like the character shows up on the screen, like you click a button and there's like There's this combo, the character shows up. Also, the characters are all around. You don't have to switch to them. You can switch to them to take full control of them, but they're always attacking with you. They're doing passive damage. I like the premise of Arknights Endfield's combat. It's like I would love for them to make it a little bit more normie appealing.
Right, this just looks like a crypto rug pull. So like that's AKE's player.
I mean, it does for it does for all games, man. All right, let's see here. Yeah, see, there it is. That looks like a crypto rug pull too. Even our favorite games, man. That's just the way things be, man.
Account chart. Let me show you what its YouTube channel looked like for its latest live stream. You can see a similar trend in viewership getting deleted. Beta test 2, 688K. Official program launch, 1.1. Then they, like, Thanos snapped with, like, 3 fingers or something and took off 2/3 of the viewership with this one. And then he just snapped regularly for this one, and now we're at 170K. That's AKE, right? Just taking a look at its metrics, its future as a game, right? Likely EOS soon. Take a look at this, though. This was 5 months
Considering the math
ago.
we just done, I don't think so.
2 weeks into AKE's release. The Dead game in 2 weeks apparently made like the same amount or very close to the same amount that they're celebrating making 2 months over here.
This is actually scary. I feel like Saint is missing a very important point here. That do you know how scary this is? Even non-popular games, like gacha games to be specific, can still make a tremendous amount of money regardless of everything. This is a money glitch that we are participating in. Think about this for a second. If Arknights Endfield, a game so niche, could manage to make that much money, and is still making money, millions of dollars, mind you, I want you to think for a second what that signals to investors. Like, Jesus, how we can. I mean, at this point, like I feel like for a lot of artistic developers that really want to have some artistic expression in terms of niche, you can just make it a gacha game. Just make it a gacha game. Have big investors. Show them these numbers. You can be like, look, it's fine if it's a niche. It's fine. We can do a little bit like Genshin. You know what? Familiarity is important because you're trying to cater to an already established audience, and you're fine. Think about that.
You see how optically it's not a great look to say that you're making money at a slower pace than a game that's currently dead. Like you're basically opening yourself up for a direct comparison revenue-wise to AKE, and then that game is dead.
I think NTE has, if I'm not mistaken, they spent around 50 mil. You know what? Let's highball it to 100 mil to develop NTE. They basically made double their money back. They have the return on investment plus 100%. So, what are we trying to paint?
So now the only conversation that people are able to have is that you are now getting NTE compared to a dead or dying game because you wanted to brag about revenue numbers. Because it goes further than this, ladies and gentlemen. This person that made this post, once you see the next post that they put on this chain, you'll have no idea, is this person an NTE fan account or are they like an NTE hater?
What?
Get ready for this one, guys. They added this as support onto this post. Are you ready? They showed the dropping stock price of Perfect World as the next post. This is the stock price of the company going down after its release. 5 means May. This is literally showing the stock price plummeting following NTE's release. Bro, maybe they didn't understand what they were showing on the screen, but like
I'll let him cook, but I have certain information on why we see what we see here, but I'll let him cook.
Look this shit up just to double check, and like, bro, Yahoo Finance is showing the same fucking chart about NTE's release. It released here, and that's just been going down. It's actually the same fucking photo. So this guy on this post bragging about how much money the company made transposed it with Perfect World, NTE's parent company stock price plummeting following NTE's release. Do you see what the issue is with this game? Or do you see kind of like what the issue is with this post? Do you and like, I guess like the dialogue surrounding this game? Bro, I don't know if this game's own fans are like trying to sabotage it or not.
All right, so I have been sent the website here. I don't know how well this can translate it, but let's see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna butcher the heck out of it. But yeah, as we can see here, this is what Saint is showing here and what the fans are showing there. Basically, you will notice a strong downtrend since NTE's release. Now, I'm no financial expert, but from my understanding, what investors typically like to do, it's like, oh, they're going to have a new product. Well, we could take advantage of the hype and invest now. And on release day, we could cash in, and take advantage of other investors that are, let's just say, coming in because of, let's just say, the promise, quote unquote, of a new product that's going to really, really increase the price. But really what smart investors do is they take advantage of the hype and then sell at the highest. If you notice, as soon as the game released, they dropped it. I have seen this behavior a lot because I have dabbled a little bit in understanding trading and stock and, kind of like investor behavior when it comes to stock. This is a technique. You can take it from me. I have seen it before multiple times. And when I look at this chart here, it screams to me that's probably what happened. So basically what they do, once again, they look at the promise of a new product coming in. Investors start investing, right? They take advantage of the hype in pumping the stock. It inflates the value of the stock. But on release day, what they do is they look at the trend. They see how things have went. Do they still want to believe in the product? Do they want to pump it up some more for people that want to, let's just say, come in and take advantage of the game's release, or they just want to drop it? And they went for the, latter. They just decided, you know what, fuck it. We'll just sell the hype and just dip out. I've seen this a lot. This is not the first time I see this. So one might say, like, what Saint is painting here is not good. If there wasn't a catch, there's a certain catch to what we're seeing here. Shouts out to my boy Called Subs for putting me on game to this one. I can see how Saint might have missed it. Called Subs is somewhat deep in the streets. He let me know. Basically, key financials on first quarter estimate. I'm assuming this is for first quarter estimate. H1. Or maybe half one. Maybe it's for the first 6 months. I don't know. Net profit, loss of 80 million to 120 million RMB compared to a profit of 503 million RMB in 2025. Net profit excluding non-recurring gains / losses, expected loss of 180 million to 220 RMB compared to the 318 RMB in 2025. Key reasons of the loss. Financial mismatch. The company attributes part of the loss to the global launch of Abyss World in April 2026. I think Abyss World is NTE. While the game has performed well, reaching over 1.4 billion RMB in cumulative global gross revenue, the company knows to an accounting mismatch, high marketing and user acquisition costs for the launch were recognized immediately in the current period. While revenue from user top-ups is recognized gradually over the player's life cycle, they expect the earnest contribution from the game to manifest from Q3 onward. Legacy game performance. Older titles in operation saw a natural decline in revenue compared to the first half of 2025 due to product life cycles. I think this is for old games, legacy games, kind of like Tower Fantasy, rest in peace. The film business is also struggling, expected to record a net loss of approximately 10 million RMB, excluding non-recurring gains. So I guess they're dabbling in other things. Basically, Called Subs leaves us with, it looks like NTE is a major contributor of Perfect World's bills right now. Overall, their shares have gone up. It's just that the accounting mismatch that the company had, which I'll be honest with you, that looks like, I don't know what the hell is there. The IRS of China is doing over there. They should. The fuck you mean you're not doing proper accounting? Do you know what that means? Do you know the amount of penalties you're gonna have to pay for that? But we'll see. That's ultimately not our business. So yeah, there it is, man. Unfortunately, there's something that Saint has not was not aware of, and it's there. Like, if you can just go to the website here, as we've seen, I think this is basically it. According to the relevant provisions of the enterprise accounting standards, the market expenses in the current one-time recognition recharge flow in the player's life cycle is phased in as income, revenue, and expenses will appear in the early stage of the game online mismatch. Therefore, the heterogeneous achieved good market performance during the reported period, but the above mismatch made it a certain loss in the financial statements, and the performance contribution of our NTE will be gradually released during the follow-up period to the third quarter at the same time last year. Oh, there it is. I just had to make sure. There's no shot at my man Cold Subs here. I just like to be a little bit more diligent. But yeah, here it is right here, man. If you just scroll down a little bit on the website here, reading on after what they talk about, what the company is, etc., they are showcasing in 4K. This is basically the company's statements towards what you see here. Yeah, it's there's a little bit of books issues in terms of what they show, how much revenue they are making as of now. So I'm not surprised that Saint hasn't caught this. Obviously, you need a little bit more of a push, and this fan here didn't make it easy for him to see. So then again, it works for the picture that Saint is trying to paint, that NTE sucks, because he's been in a little bit of a he's been attacking NTE on release, on spawn. So I can't prove he saw this and decided to admit it just to paint a narrative. We can't prove that. But one thing is for sure, the picture he's painting is wrong. We're gonna have to wait for Q3 and look at the stock again.
Like, I think that there are people like liking this post as well that's showing the company failing, and like, I don't get it anymore, right? Like truly, like, does the player base?
Oh, there it is. Actually, it's here. Perfect World also noted that NTE's financial contribution is expected to become even more apparent starting in Q3. It's literally right here. Never mind. He just decided to ignore it to paint a narrative. Never mind. Yeah, that's a bit of an L on saying on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Liking this post, do they not even know what they're looking at? I think this is the thing, guys. In China, red is good and green is bad. When the stock price of something goes down, it shows up as green, and when it's red, that meant it went up. So I think this dude didn't know that, saw green stuff, and assumed it was positive.
No. Okay, first of all, that's a good piece of trivia. I didn't know that. But I mean, look at it here. The line is down. So, like, come on, man. I don't think he can be that stupid.
Because, guys, they said the losses depicted in the start. Those are gains, you retard. That says -10. That says -20. As you can see, there are no losses at the start. There are losses at the end. This is when the losses begin following the game's release. Losses depicted. Bro, what are we saying? This was the start. There's no losses here. This is where the losses are. This is where we are right now. Guys, this game is currently populated with illiterate mongrels. Truly, I don't know how else to examine this situation, bro. These individuals are fucking stupid. But that is
there's that Saint touch of presentation of a community that he seems to have an issue with. You love to see it.
Glaze for this game. That is the support for this game, and IQ too high. And I think the biggest realization that a lot of people have is that NTE as a whole, as like a Twitch category, is truly one of the most questionable games
Here we go again.
I think I've ever seen. It baffles me day after day how this game somehow is like at 2.7k viewers, and then like within like 6 people, I'm at a Gadoo that has 58 views. Like by the time I get to the 6th person,
oh shit, here we go again.
If we are to check Withering Waves Twitch viewership, as Saint is, trying to push the narrative that NTE is not doing the best here in terms of Twitch viewers, well, going to WUWA, it's basically the same thing. NTE apparently had like 2,700 viewers, surprisingly, right? Surprisingly, WUWA has the same number of viewers almost. There's just a difference between 200 because his damn self is actually live. And whether you love him or hate him, Saint is actually pretty charismatic and has a huge following, right? And he can really, really push a category. And so looking here, it's basically the same. You scroll down a bit, It literally at the start. So hold on, let me go back to this one. So 96 viewers, and scrolling down 73, 58, stuff like that. So basically here we are. It's the same damn thing. The reason why I could easily recognize it is because I used to stream gacha games as well. I can't stream as much as I used to, but you will notice this in across gacha games. So if I go, for example, to Genshin Impact, I'm gonna go to Genshin Impact. You will notice we have a huge streamer, Zajev. There's a what's in the Sekapoko and 127, and you goes down to 86, 50, etc. Honkai Star Rail is obviously going to be no difference, and the rest of the gachas are obviously not going to be any different. It's because I know my stuff. I have been in the game for quite some time now. And so, you know, nice try. I mean, I can see how for the uninitiated, for someone that's not used to looking at categories in Twitch, this could be an easy pass. Like, you can just look at this and go, oh, you know what? Well, damn. Well, not on my watch. Not on my watch. From now on, I shall be known as the debunker of the gacha community.
Like by the time I get to the
Sorry, Saints, I had to debunk you, brother. I just had to. You're painting something that ain't it, really.
Next person in the viewers high to low, they have 58. So like, are there just 700 people that all have 30 viewers? Like what is going on, bro? I don't get it. Check out the first guy. Wait, what's going on here? It's a 24-hour botted account. Wait. This is just playing back people's playthroughs? Wait, so the NTE category, the top viewed streamer in the NTE category isn't a streamer. It's just some guy that plays a bunch of VODs.
Yeah, if I were to go again to something like Withering Waves, if we go to Withering Waves again, you will notice that without Saint or this man, Latrose, category doesn't have much big streamers. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Not all games have big streamers. And NTE, for now, doesn't have a big streamer. It is what it is.
Other streamers. And then it's just... Look at their VODs. Wait, no, there's no way this is what's driving the most views in the NTE category, bro, right? Wait, this is NTE's biggest streamer.
It's right here.
Bro, this game's dead. I'm sorry, bro. Wait, this game is fucking dead, bro. Bro, what the hell? Wait, so this one's not even real. This is like a fucking flash. This is a flash in the past.
By this, if this is the metric we're using to judge how alive gacha game is, apparently they're all dead.
So really, at the top of the category, let's just say a 2.5k viewer category, it's a 142 viewer guy that's just...
Wait a second. I've got...
If you're a new streamer, you want to stream in platforms like this. Pro tip.
a hoopty.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. This is truly like a... I am not sure what's going on. So like NTE is like officially partnering with 24/7 live VOD recording channels. Basically officially sponsoring just uninteractable streams where it's just somebody putting a video, a VOD of themselves playing for 10 hours or whatever, and they're sponsoring that.
Damn, they're not even sponsoring me. Goddamn, what the hell? Hey, Holla Studio. Holla at your boy.
Like this is what they're putting their brand on, bro. Bro, this is what they're putting their brand on right now. This shit. I'm being honest with you. This game, it seems so unserious. Like this is truly embarrassing behavior. It is truly embarrassing behavior because I'm just wondering who is even involved with like the running of this program, because like you could have just... Did anyone even check this? Bro, every single VOD says 24/7 live. Every single VOD says a 20... Bro, they're all 24/7. So you would have seen this is just a 24/7 live channel if you reviewed it a single time. And this is a great thing. I can like shit on it because I don't even know who this guy is. I don't think anyone knows who this guy is. This is just Streamer House and there's like 17 million people there. So yeah. I mean, it's just suspicious. It's just odd. But that's what's going on with NTE.
That's classic. Since Genshin Impact's inception in Twitch, this is something. We all know Twitch is full of bots. Who are we gonna keep lying to ourselves? A lot of botting going on over there on Twitch. That's the name of the game. Twitch is literally saying, please bot. If you're not botting, you're not doing it right. You have to bot. It's like, come on.
Right now. And so you see like a lot of posts of like people glazing the game, talking about it and stuff like that.
Can we just be happy that a game that has removed the 50-50, that's a good game? We're not saying that it should be the end-all be-all. It's a good fucking video game. Can't we just be happy that it's doing okay? I mean, can a ninja just be happy? Can't we at least be positive? Saint is like, nope, not on my watch, bitches. Imagine you see people just vibing. They're just doing their thing, man. You don't even fact check the information that you're presenting to say that, no, you're wrong. Stop being happy. You're wrong. You're coming in with wrong information and try to start a smear campaign against the game and its community when there's not. Think about this. Does Saint even need this? He doesn't even need to do that. Like, at this point, you're being a troll and toxic for the love of the game. It's just for the love of the game, man. The reason why I'm laughing is because I think this is funny. Because think about, is it just me though? You're just sitting there, minding your own business. He sees that and he goes, "Hey, not on my watch. Hey, I'm about to shit on him." And you want to know what's going to be fun? This video is not doing well, by the way. I'm going to be Saintontas right now. If we go over here looking at the channel, he is not happy with how well this video is doing. I know Saint. Saint is not happy with this one. What he's going to say, we all know what he's going to say. NTE is such a dead game. I couldn't even get my average viewership through it. To be honest with you, when I cover both NTE, I always get my average. I always do. The reason why I think this didn't do too well is because obviously it's misinformation. It's just toxic for a silly reason, right? And even big drama. I think maybe his viewership hasn't been the best recently, considering his numbers, because that shit is he's struggling a little bit, I think, ever since this, right? This is obviously a guide video that these typically do well because they offer a lot of value. But in terms of conversations, yeah, they took a small dive. Just a small dive, nothing bad. I hope it picks back up, to be honest, because, you know, love him or hate him, like, I wouldn't want someone's bread to go down and stuff. I know for a lot of you guys, I know that pisses off a lot of you guys. I know, I'm annoying to a lot of you guys to not just blindly join you, and how you can easily detest Saint, because I can see a lot of the behaviors that can make Saint easily detestable. I do. I get it. I do. I just like to look at the good as well. There's some good there. I understand what he's doing. Name of the game, it's tolerable. As soon as you understand, it's tolerable. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying for me, it's low-key funny, like as we've observed earlier, once things dawn to me. Look, hey, look. You cannot get mad at someone this dedicated to the game of Toxicity online. That's just something for me I will always, somewhere in my heart, respect and find funny. That's just the way I am, man.
These great things, right? But this is the reality of it over here, right? Google Trends truly does always come through in these circumstances, because this is what I'm going to do. This is Arknights Endfield, right? The game that we all agreed is just, it's fucked. Now let's see what happens when we put in neverness to evenness, right? And we just take a look at this shit on Google searches. They're touching tips. Yes, the games are basically just touching tips.
I'm surprised NTE is actually more popular than Arknights Endfield. You would think the IP of Arknights would carry it more. Huh. I guess the niche of Arknights Endfield is that rough. NTE is obviously going to be a little bit more popular due to the solution it offered to the already existing Hoyo formula, but also the familiarity it offers, because it's an open world game like Genshin. Like, you can easily transition from Genshin to NTE or Wuthering Waves to NTE, no problem at all.
Bro. And as you can see, it's on a similar
which is not the case for
downtrend as well.
Arknights.
put it out the pasture. Bro, it's the same photo. It's the same fucking downtrend with the...
I mean, it's like... All right, here we go. This is yellow is Withering Waves, red is Genshin Impact, and blue is Neverness to Everness. And if we go over here, it's kind of... I would argue Genshin Impact is the one that did... Well, considering... Actually, you know what? Never mind. Because its spike is so high. But they all behave the same. They all behave the same. Just like the Twitch category. They all behave the same. It's all a matter of just how popular are you. We had Genshin Impact was, as in its peak, is double in popularity than Withering Waves. Yeah, it's literally double. And consider what's happening right now in both of them in terms of trend and popularity. Genshin Impact is almost double the popularity of Withering Waves. Does this mean Genshin is a better game than Withering Waves? Hell no. But Genshin is obviously more popular. Does this mean Genshin Impact is a bad game? Hell no. Why would it be so popular if it wasn't at least a good game? The hard ones with the hard ones, and that's the thing with popularity, man. You can't necessarily control how popular things can be. That's it. You can capitalize on trends. You know, that's an easy predictor. But something new, you can't necessarily predict how popular something is going to be, even if you are capitalizing on trends. Because if Wu capitalize on a trend and look at how popular it is, well, NTE capitalize on somewhat of the same trend is just a little bit too late, to be honest with you. I think timing also plays a massive part in popularity, of course. I mean, look at YouTube. Well, it explains this easily. So once again, Saint is just emitting a very important information in how we should look at this, and you know, tries to paint a narrative that's just toxic and just not it, because you can easily fact check it
at the same times. And like, look at this. This is how I can show you. Look, release, downtrend, bit of a bump, downtrend, final last gasp of air, then it dies. NT's about to do this. Look, release, downtrend, little gasp of air, downtrend, final breath of fresh air before it dies. And AKE, right? This was the final breath. This is NTE's final breath. It's literally the same photo, and then this is going to dip. You
do realize we're talking about millions of dollars and how much these games made, right? We're talking about millions of dollars. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. Only time will tell. But looking at NTE and how it's doing and the creativity it's doing, I think the game is doing fine. I do. I think Arknights Endfield is also doing fine, man. They have good communities. They seem to be doing fine, man. They may not be the most popular, but you don't have to be the most popular thing for you to be good. For you to not have a community that stands by you. I think NTE has a solid community right now. I do. I think they're doing right by us. I like the direction we're having. I just hope they sustain that. And looking at these trends, it puts me more at ease, because now I'm like, well, at least hype isn't gonna get over their head and start treating us poorly because of it. You know what I mean?
Down, and then this is going to dip down, and then they're going to be just a flat line together. It is just history repeating itself. You can choose to believe it, or you can choose not to. There's a reason why data gets analyzed to make future decisions. And there's some data 100%. Getting analyzed over here, brother.
Yep.
Because you start putting in some other gacha games, and then you're like, oh, even the ones that like aren't really that... Oh, would you look at that? Well, I guess NTE's... I guess ZZZ's competition is now NTE. Congratulations, you guys. You guys done fucked it all up. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, Zenless Zone Zero has been around for years now. So what's going on? Like, why are these are gonna EOS if they're all having the same level of popularity and performance as Zenless Zone Zero? Well, that means the games are going to be just fine. And here's the thing, whether you want to believe it or not. You ready? I'm about to drop an obvious bomb, an obvious truth bomb. You ready? Most players don't necessarily care about the popularity of the game they're playing. As long as they can enjoy it themselves, it's fine. I don't care how popular this thing is. I know that's shocking, because not everybody's trying to play the most hype thing to feel like they have some more of a social point and social grandstanding, so that they can be more socially acceptable through playing the popular thing. It is nice to know that the things you like are also the most popular thing around. That feels good. Like, for example, in Korea and League of Legends, that's a big deal over there. But all in all, I think I speak for the majority of players. We do not necessarily care about the popularity of the game as long as it's fun and it means that my game gets to be alive, which looking at this, it probably will. We don't necessarily care. One might argue this is a bit of a positive if you're a free-to-play because it means the games will always try to do right by you, creating a more better developer-to-player relationship. I mean, when's the last time we got a free 5-star in Withering Waves? I mean, shit. I mean, I can... Since my Ninja Chang Liao, man, we ain't got no free 5-star. What's the deal? I mean, no character have even been added to the standard banner, and it's been 3.5 versions. What's going on? And what's going on is obvious. Well, Wuwa is here above NTE, and is doing great, and because of that, why not make more money? Because they are that popular. They don't need to give you a 5-star for them to be popular. So it's just business, really. It's nothing against us. It's just all business. So we're not going to hate them for this. It just sucks still. Like, can I get more balls, man? I'm trying to get these soy and all this, the Chin Chow and the new guy. And it's like all these amazing units. It's like, anyway, sorry, I had to crash out a bit there. Is that free-to-play struggle coming up afloat? Sorry.
Yeah, this is just ZZZ. It's just, it's not doing too good either. What about Honkai Star Rail? Right, what about Honkai Star Rail? There you go. So as you can see, NTE and AKE, even with those two games added on, it's still at the bottom. I got this one. Did I single-handedly resurrect Wuthering Waves with the story takes? Because, like, yeah, you can see over here, the story got released, and then nobody wanted to, like, do anything, and now it's suddenly... Why is it back up for no reason?
Holy narcissism. I like it.
Why is YouTube engagement back up for no reason? I have no idea. Did I single-handedly revive it? Because you can...
It's Chin Chow and the new guy.
Already see it was going down, down, down on a merry-go-round. So that's basically all you need to know about the story just being boring as shit, bro. It was actually going down after the update. It was like literally going down.
I mean, if we look at the views in the video, that's not Google trend changer, right? So, you know, I think he's just talking shit. It is what it is. Just let him do his ego Toxicity stuff.
Oh, bro.
You know what? Maybe I'm stupid for taking that one seriously. That's on me, ladies and gents. That's on me.
Wait, actually, cut that out. This is the past year. I think this is it. Never mind. Never mind. The story's just boring. No, we didn't revive shit. The story's just fucking boring. Sorry. Nah, it's like I think that was us, and it's just dead again. My bad. My bad. Nah, we're currently at pre-patch levels within 4 days. It is what it is. But it's still above the other games, right? And then of course we gotta put in Genshin Impact. Oh, yeah. And that's kind of where it's at right now, boys. We had the opportunity to overtake Genshin Impact, but we blew it because Yang Yang is boring as shit. We'll try again next time, boys. We'll try again next time. Maybe next version story is gonna be better. But like, yeah, this ain't no 3.1 either. So basically, what we're looking at over here, guys, is this. Gacha games as a whole, they are on a downtrend, 100%. But the downtrend is getting led by two specific games in the space, NTE and AKE, the newest releases. And it's very obvious over here, I think, for anyone that's looking, ZZZ is simply just on a downtrend as well, and that's why it's meeting them there. And so, that's
he had to throw that big ZZZ shot there. Classic.
The state of gacha. The two newest games that released to so much fanfare and hype have absolutely, completely failed to live up to expectations. And when you transpose it out to a year, right, and you see just how popular these games were at certain points in time, and then how they blew it, it truly does make you wonder, how bad are these games? Why was there so much interest in the first place? And why did it manage to retain nobody? To the point where you are actively botting your own Twitch channel, partnering with 24/7 live channels to boost up and pretend the game has players.
It is sad that one is getting sponsored and I'm not getting sponsored. That's right, Chad. We need to holla at Hotta Studio immediately. Sponsor your boy Vate. That's right. Yeah, I cook him, saying, that's not me up there. You gotta cook him.
Maybe they can't afford the streamers anymore. Maybe they can't afford the partnered CCs. Maybe that's why they need to have 24/7 live accounts like fucking Streamer House, bro. Now it's at 400 viewers. Bro, literally, like a solid percentage of this category is not real. What is this? Your next highest person is at 100, bro. But maybe.
We've already debunked
there's
this
simply
one.
just no shame left at this company's office. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.
But anyway, going back here, the reason why you see it the way it is obviously looking in the past is capitalizing on certain trends and a certain part of the community. The reality is Wuthering Waves was there first. It managed to capitalize on the biggest Genshin hype the most, and it sustained itself there well from there. And I'll be honest, it kind of grew since it's rough start right here, because you can in true gacha game fashion, or really video game when you think about it, they release a game not as optimized as it should be, still low-key not fully optimized in terms of RAM leakage and all that stuff in Wuthering Waves, but that's besides the point. They really cook, the game goes up, and it goes from there. Because Renacida, it was in the beta test, and when released, it was supposed to have Renacida as well, but obviously considering trends, hype, investor involvement, etc., they had to release the game in the state it was. It had its issues, but it went back up again after the game basically fully became its 1.0 state, which was 2.0, and everybody loved it. And here we are today. We have a amazing gacha game in our roster through just that. And the reality is, when you look at this, the games are fine. The games are fine, guys. I think we're going to be just fine. And if they EOS, it's going to be games like the ones that you typically don't even see in the gacha revenue, because they're so down in the dumps. And that's basically it. So yeah, man. Classic Saint, you know what I'm saying? It's classic Saint, but I hope I have shown a little bit more context. You can obviously have your own perspective and judgment. If there's anything I lack in information, please let us know in the comments below, so we can start factoring even more information about this type of conversation, because I feel like this is the metric that a lot of people use to judge these games. And the more information we have, the better we can create a stronger form of presentation to how people should look at what to expect from the performance of these games. Because whether we like it or not, we invest a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. And here's something else. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. A lot of games, even from consoles, old consoles, still have their live service model being supported. For example, I play Metal Gear Online. I think that game now has like only like 100 ninjas or something. It's a very small community, small amount of players that play that game. I like it. Also, there's another metric that's very important we forgot to mention here. Steam charts. So yeah, here we are. It goes up, it goes down. 9,000 at peak, 6,000 now. That's not bad. It's good. We'll see how it goes for 1.3, and we'll go from there, man. We'll go from there. So yeah, there it is, man. I think all in all, we're fine. NTE is fine. Arknights Endfield is fine. Zone Zero is fine. We're going to be just fine. Just pick your games, have your fun. And that's what we're mostly here for, to have fun. And I think these games will be around for you for at least years to come, for you to have fun. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.